Welcome to a lesson on the Willow bends in the wind, Willow for short. Um, these are basic drills, and the idea with the drills, you're trying to get a skill. You're trying to get confidence to be able to do what these drills are trying to teach us. So I like to tell everybody, get the skill from the drill. The basic Willow has 5 skills that you want to get, 5 skills that will help you with your defense and your neutralizing. So those skills are turning, bending, shifting, sinking, and circling. And so me as the pusher, I'm actually the coach. At this stage, I'm not competing. I'm actually training. So I want to do all my pushes and all my practices to help my partner with those 5 skills. And my partner today is Margo Zi Yan, and I will put a link in the descriptions to her website. Really good YouTube site, Tai-Chi Animals. You'll love it. So again, we're going to line up, front feet across from each other, her front to my back, my front to her back. If I'm thinking I'm training her as opposed to pushing her, I want her to get the skill of turning. So that's going to be a single shoulder, one shoulder at a time. She doesn't need to shift. She does not need to bend. She doesn't need to do anything. Another way I can try to get her to learn turning is by pulling. I can apply that to the hips. A lot of people want to shift, but you don't shift unless you absolutely have to. You can get away with sometimes just turning. Or I can pull. So that's a basic idea, how to get her some kind of turning skills. I can do the top to the bottom to the top, really simple. She's going to start to master that feeling of how to move around the center line. Another skill is bending. So bending is, I just have to push 2 shoulders, and if I push 2, she can't turn. So if you try to turn, it's just going to make you struggle. So if I push 2 shoulders, she's going to bend back, and again, the knees will come forward. If I push 2 hips, hips will go back, shoulders forward. This is to get her to bend. If I push sideways and get her to bend sideways, she's going to push her hips opposite. Push her hips opposite. I can also pull. I can pull. That's going to make her bend. I can pull. That's going to make her bend. So there's turning and bending. Shifting is when I block off a high and a low. So if I push one shoulder, she'll turn. If I push one hip, she'll turn. If I push a hip and shoulder, it's really hard to turn. You try and turn. You can't turn. You're just going to struggle. So here's where you want to shift. That's a place where you want to get yourself back. You want to push yourself back with your front leg and shift out of the way. Sometime I might make a combination where you have to use a shift part as part of it. So if I pull and she's turning and I start to make her bend, she might have to shift forward to get out of it. I do it on this side. If I pull, she just needs to turn, but then as I push, she's got to bend and shift to come back out of it. One thing you can think of is that when you're on the defensive side, is you always want to return to plumb. Now, if I hold you back, you have to stay back. But if I let the pressure off, you want to come off. You want to come forward and back to this rebound. Sometime, if I take one hand up, you're going to, just like Play-Doh, you're going to form yourself, come back in, and work yourself forward. As long as you don't resist me. If there's like a space, you're going to try to always come back to that start position. Sinking. Sometime if I frighten you, by accident, you're starting to lose balance, you're starting to panic a little bit, you just want to sink. You want to practice just sinking. So sometimes if I pull you from behind, you just want to sink. You just want to, sometimes this is all fun, and then all of a sudden there's that that kind of sneaky one back there, or you just want to sink down into your feet. Down is best. And then circling. Sometimes you're going to circle your shoulder to get out of the way. Sometimes you want to circle your whole body to get out of the way. Sometimes the circles are small. Sometimes the circles are huge. If you can master those 5 basics alone and in combination, you can start to have all kinds of soft defenses for the pushing and the pushing hand methods. So if you have any questions or comments, you want to see anything from a different angle, or you've got some concerns, critiques, anything like that, please send me a message. I will answer you. And until then, be like a willow and bend in the wind.